Atletico reach Arsenal agreement over Julian Alvarez in shock transfer. Twist striker stance has softened as summer window enters endgame. Atletico Madrid have reportedly softened their stance on Julian Alvarez and are ready to sell the striker to Arsenal. In a shock transfer twist, Atletico are said to have accepted that it is best that the 26-year-old leaves the club this summer. Barcelona have been most insistent on Alvarez, and saw a bid worth €100 million 86M rejected earlier this summer. Atletico subsequently complained to FIFA, alleging the Catalan club had approached Alvarez without permission. Alvarez has not kept quiet about his desire to leave, telling reporters during the World Cup that a transfer would be in the best interests of him and the club. Atletico, though, stood firm, and as recently as this week, through manager Diego Simeone, insisted that Alvarez was not for sale. Alvarez, though, was omitted from Atletico's opening game of the new La Liga season, which the club won 2-0, and now Mundo Deportivo report that the door is open to an exit. The Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo report that the situation has since become increasingly difficult to manage, with Alvarez still determined to leave. But Atletico remain determined to stop Barcelona signing the player that leaves Arsenal next in line. Simeone is reportedly open to a deal involving Arsenal striker Victor Gyökeres, with the swap arrangement having reportedly been discussed in recent weeks. Atletico have also been linked with interest in Chelsea outcast Nicholas Jackson. However, a huge spanner in the works is Alvarez's preference, with the prospect of returning to England holding little appeal. Striker left Manchester City in 2024 and does not want to go back to the Premier League, despite Arsenal's interest. Hristos Tzolis's electric start to his Arsenal career is set to allow the club to focus on getting in what they really need before the transfer window closes this summer. Julian. He may just be 2 games into his spell at the club, but the Greek winger already looks like an absolute steal at £34 million. Tzolis has been nothing short of sensational so far. He contributed 2 assists in the Community Shield romp over Manchester City, and then tore Premier League new boys Coventry City apart on his home debut, having a hand in the first 2 goals. A cursory look at player ratings from the match will show 8s and 9s. Football, London's own Tom Canton said, Arsenal might have found a real gem here, as the Greek kicked off his official Arsenal debut in style. He just looks incredibly dangerous with his ability to be so composed and make the right decisions in the final third. Mikel Arteta was also left purring, saying, the way he has played in the last few games has been phenomenal. He has an incredible variety of actions in the final third. The man himself says he already feels at home with the champions, saying, my teammates make it easier for me when they finish the actions or give the pass to me. When you're champions of England, that means you're at the top level, so everything makes it easier, even for me as a new player, to adapt quickly. Thanks to my teammates, they're at the highest level. The winger's emergence could ultimately soften the blow of Arsenal missing out on signing Real Madrid superstar Vinicius Jr. Earlier in the summer, the Gunners were widely linked with a move for the Brazil international, before he ultimately chose to remain at the Santiago Bernabéu. Had Arsenal got their hands on Vinicius Jr., Tzolis would probably have been confined to the bench so far, but the former Norwich City star's early form has made the Brazilian signing a new contract at Real Madrid look like a blessing in disguise. He will also be lower maintenance than Vinicius and more likely to do the defensive work that Arteta demands of his wingers. Valuable commodities in a title race. The Gunners would have needed to shell out a whopping £140 million for Vinicius. In effect, Tzolis has saved the club £106 million, which can now be diverted towards Julian Alvarez, whose move from Atletico Madrid appears to be back on the table. Various reports claim Diego Simeone's side are now willing to do business with the Gunners. Understandably, doing a deal with Arsenal would be preferable over a sale to direct La Liga rivals Real Madrid or Barcelona. Signing Alvarez would be a huge statement of intent, and make the Gunners even bigger title favorites. The prospect of Arteta having the exciting Tzolis to provide Alvarez with the ammo to fire the club to glory is a mouth-watering prospect.